So today is April 25th, 2019, and tomorrow in exactly about 23 hours and 56 minutes, I will have my butt in seat ready to watch Avengers Endgame. So I'm going to review the film on this channel, obviously, but before I give my review, I kind of want to just give a little backstory and just talk about my personal thoughts on this 22 movie arc that I've been following since day one. So when the very first Iron Man trailer came out, I was already a big fan of the character, not like a crazy big fan like I kind of am now. But yeah, I was already a pretty big fan of Iron Man. I watched like the animated films. I read some of the comics, not a lot, but just a little. So I was pretty familiar with the character. I saw the trailer and I was like, seeing those special effects, I was just like mind blown, you know? So yeah, after that movie, when I went to go see it, a buddy of my dad's told us to stay after the credits. There was going to be some sort of surprise, and I was like 8 or 9 years old. I didn't know what exactly to expect, but I was hyped. So when the credits rolled, we see Sam Jackson, Nick Fury talking about the Avengers Initiative, and I'm whoa, whoa, because I was pretty familiar with the Avengers, so I'm like, whoa. So at that point, the whole after credit scene thing was still kind of like an insider thing. Now everybody's like, you better stay after, but like pretty much up until maybe about like Age of Ultron-ish era, the post credit scene was not really. You would see people like leave the theater after the credits rolled. Now, like in the past 2 years, that's never happened. So yeah, I kind of thought it was like a thing within my family, and then like a few friends that I told, you got to stay after. This is like, I thought it was like insider knowledge or whatever. But yeah, great film in that kind of just, I was on the way from there. I've pretty much seen every MCU movie in theaters except for Iron Man 2. It's because I think I got in trouble or something. I was in like 4th grade. Whatever. So that's the only movie I haven't seen in theaters. And, I thought about completing that or fixing that by going one of those 24-hour marathons, but there's no chance that I have 24 hours to spend watching movies. But anyway, we're here now at Avengers Endgame. I had no clue we'd ever come this far, and man, I'm just so hyped for this movie. So before I go to the film, I'm going to meet up with a friend of mine, Eric, who's also a crazy big fan of the MCU. I think I might get a few thoughts from him as well, because he's pretty much just as big a fan as I am. So yeah, let's go. So we were about 15 minutes from seeing Endgame.
Yeah?
And
only 15 minutes?
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Pretty much. Yeah. We got like 10 minutes of trailers though, but
yeah,
so give us like a brief 1-minute thought about this 22 film journey we've had.
I couldn't have done it without YouTube. Watch my YouTube video about it to see more.
Yep, sounds about right. So yeah, I'm hyped as ever. About to see this movie, and I will get back to you with the full review.
What did you do?
Where do I begin? First off, hats off. I'm not wearing a hat right now, but hats off to the Russo brothers for pulling this off. I really didn't. I'm not going to say I didn't think they could, but what a task. I mean, without spoiling the film, it was essentially literally every single film wrapped into 3 hours. I'm only like a few hours removed from seeing it, so my mind is all over the place. There's so much movie in this movie, but it literally truly does pay off. Like, I can't think of anything that they left like on the table that wasn't like paid off in other previous MCU films. Tonally, it kind of was a mixed bag. But overall, besides like the somewhat slow beginning, the movie flies. It will not feel like 3 hours. It's kind of crazy. Fight sequences were amazing. The last battle is just obviously it's crazy. It's quite the film. It's quite the film. A lot of shocking twists and turns, especially towards like the very, very end. A lot of stuff that you didn't expect. CGI was top notch. Soundtrack wasn't as definitive as I thought it was going to be. Obviously, there was a bunch of like the classic Avengers theme in there, but not as definitive as I would hope. But overall, it's a great film. I definitely need to see it again, though. And maybe I'll do like a full spoiler talk review for the channel. But overall, I love the film. And I'm not as sad as I maybe should be, given that this is pretty much the end of the Infinity Saga, end of like the original 6 character arc. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds. We got Spider-Man in July, and then on from there, we're in the Phase 4. So, we started this saga when I was about not even 10 years old, and now we're at the end. It's quite the thing. I'm incredibly tired. I'm incredibly just so many raw thoughts going through my head. So I'm gonna finish this review, put it up, and then hopefully I can do a more in-depth spoiler review later on, get into all the nitty-gritty stuff, because man, there's a lot. But I definitely need to see this film again. This is, if you're an MCU fan, even as a hardcore MCU fan, this is definitely a film you need to see twice. There's probably a few things that I missed, so I'm definitely gonna catch this a second time, for sure. But yeah, it's a must-see. And I don't think, this review is what would need you to be convinced to go see the film. Pretty much A+ reviews across the board. It did not make me cry like I thought it was gonna do, but with certain points in the film. But it was like your jaw will be on the floor at certain points. I love the film. It seems like everybody else on the MCU Exchange team loved the film. Yeah, that's really all I can say without going to spoiler territory. There's no way to truly talk about the film without spoiling. And today is only Saturday, technically it's 12:41. But yeah, the movie's still fresh, so I think just give it a day or so and then we could do full spoiler talk. But for now, I'll give this a solid 4.5 out of 5. Great film, and man, it's just amazing to see how far we've come. The craziness in this movie. It literally is like a comic book come to life at certain points. And really all the points. What a film. Congrats, Russos. Congrats everybody who was on the cast. Pretty much damn near the whole MCU is in this movie. So congrats to everybody with the film. Really inspiring film as an inspiring filmmaker. Great stuff. Another banger Marvel movie. What can I say? But yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you've seen the film, leave your non-spoiler reactions in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought. And I can't wait to get into all the nitty-gritty spoiler stuff. That's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm totally going to edit this and then just pass the hell out. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.